Tell me what's your point of view? What's your point of view? Tell me, what's your point of view? It is your view, point of view, point of view. What's your point of view? It's time to hear from you. Welcome to Point of
Hey everybody, welcome back to What's Your Point of View? I am your host, Amanda Johnson. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now we have an amazing poet here in the studio hanging out with us today. None other than the amazing Konscience. How are you doing today?
I'm good. And yourself?
I am great. I'm glad you was able to make it. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. You knew I was going to be here though.
As he was like, what's the date? That's all I need to know.
So you knew I was going to make it.
But you have so much going on.
Yes.
Well, first let's start off with the poetry. Let's talk about, how did you get started with poetry?
I started doing poetry trying to talk to girls. I used to be a little shy when I was little, so I used to write poems for them.
Okay.
And it started working, so I just started doing it for everything.
You know that is one of the ways that you can get the girl. You gotta probably have to give some tips out on that later on.
I can, because it's my secret.
Oh, all right, well, note to self. That's a tip, that is your secret.
Yes, it's the secret. You gotta find your own tips.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you know, girls love the mushy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when did you decide that you really wanted to make more of a career out of it?
When it was a point in my life to where everything was starting to happen, you know what I mean? My cousin died, and my aunt was sick, my mother was sick, my friends moved away, I was moving from town to town. So I just started writing just to vent.
Gotcha.
And so I started noticing like a lot of other people was going through the same issues. So I said, you know what, listen to what I wrote. And I used to just stand on the corners with my friends and just do it like, and they used to feel it.
Wow.
And somebody actually heard me doing it inside of a church. And they used to always be like, you should come to our church and do it. But I was like, nah, I never went to a church and actually did a poem until I got saved.
Okay.
Then I just started just doing it at every church that gave me the opportunity.
Well, it's amazing that you actually started out on the streets doing it.
Yes.
Because most people, first time doing poetry is on the stage.
It was on the corners with my friends, the biggest critics ever.
So you had to be right.
I had to come with the great poems, none of the whack poems.
Okay, now did they do poetry as well?
No.
You were just rocking the whole corner.
That's it, just how I like it.
Okay.
That's
now
it.
you actually do your own poetry nights.
Yes.
Share with us, how does your poetry nights flow?
You know, I find a nice location, nice laid back, smooth location, and it depends on what type of poetry night it is, because you know there's different types of people doing different types of poetry. So we have the Christians doing their thing, then we have the other people doing theirs, and some other people doing this. It's different types
styles.
Yes, so I do different events at different locations to kind of set the mood. So that's how we go about that, and we find the locations, find the people, and we just speak.
Just flow.
Just flow with it.
Yeah, we've been hearing that you're getting some good turnouts.
Yes.
People love the energy at your locations and events. But you also do things in the community.
Yes.
Tell us about your community activities.
Well, you know, I get a group of people together and we go out, we feed the homeless, or sometimes it might be a group of poets. Like, a rule that I like to have is if you're going to come to a show, you're going to have to do the back work.
Okay.
So if you're going to come to the show for free and eat for free and everything, you got to participate in these activities, which is going out, feeding the homeless, doing toy drives, you know, cleaning up the neighborhood. It's different things. Whatever needs to be done, we'll go out and do it. But a lot of things we've been doing is feeding the homeless and cleaning the streets. So that's my love.
That's your passion.
Yeah,
and your
poetry is just to get me there.
Okay.
That's
so
my
you
love.
actually work them hand in hand.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You can't have one without the other with me.
Okay. So do you have like a team, or you just kind of assemble a team?
I put a team together. Like a thought I might be coming home from work and see a group of homeless people and be like, you know what, I'm going to feed them tomorrow.
Wow.
And I'll just get some people, or if you're not going to help feed, then donate something.
Gotcha.
Either money or food, whatever it is, just donate something, and we're going to go out here and feed the homeless.
Wow.
When the cameras is off, that's just type of stuff that we like to do.
Exactly.
Poetry is just for the cameras, but
Okay,
behind the scenes, we like to give back.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is great because you don't usually hear it's either or.
Mm-hmm.
You don't usually see people tying two different activities together. Like,
Yeah.
okay, since we're going to vibe together with poetry, let's vibe together with feeding homeless.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's where my heart is at, helping everybody else. That's where actually the poetry came from, just helping people.
Wow.
So I keep it going from there. Like off the stage, I still want to help people. I just don't want to be a part-time helper. You know what I mean? I want to be a full-time helper. Like I'd rather go out and feed people, feed homeless people, than actually be on the stage and do poetry. That's just spare time.
Right.
But I sit down and I actually plan out to go out and feed the homeless. You know what? This basketball court right here needs to be cleaned up so the little kids can come out and play. Let's go clean it up on a Saturday morning when we ain't got nothing to do.
Okay.
And sometimes we'll go out there, and if I got poets or singers or whoever, we'll just stand out there on the corners, no cameras, no stage, and we'll just perform.
In front of the people.
In front of the people, we'll perform either poetry. I got singers, you know, rappers. We'll just sit there and just perform for the homeless people or the kids in the neighborhood.
Wow.
And just do it.
Well, actually, if you think about it, giving poetry is still lifts up people. That
Yes.
word of inspiration, it lifts people. So in a sense, you're kind of just doing it full time.
Yes, yes.
Because you're lifting people up when you're doing the community activities, but then you're also lifting people up when you're doing your poetry. And now, do you do a lot of off of the top of the head poetry, or do you kind of write out all of your poetry?
When I'm on stage, everything is written out. But when I'm out there and let's say I'm feeling a different vibe from what I had in mind for a poem, I'll just start talking and it just make it rhyme or however it comes out. But it's just off the top of the head and it's to fit the situation.
Okay.
And it's how I'm feeling, so about the situation. So sometimes it's off the top of the head, off the stage, but on the stage it's professional, like written poems.
Okay, all right. Now, I know you have a lot of different avenues that you're working right now, but if somebody wanted to say, okay, I know that you're doing this for the homeless and doing things out in the community, how can I donate? Where could they contact you, or how could they contact you?
They can contact me by my email address, which is bookconscious1. That's conscious with a K. So it's BOOKKONSCIENCE with the number 1.
Okay.
Or you can just DM me on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. That's how a lot of people get in contact. Just DM me like, yo, I want to help out. I seen what you did. I want to help.
Exactly.
And that's just Conscious1. That's KONSCIENCE1.
Okay. So is that the same?
For Twitter, Instagram,
Twitter,
and
okay.
Facebook. Yes.
All right, but if somebody say, I want to be on the show, which way should they contact you?
Just go to lookupradio.com and find Late Night Breeze, my radio show, and just leave your information and somebody will get back to you.
All right, well, I'm ready to hear you flow in your poetry
Yes,
as amazingly as you do.
Yes.
So you want to stay right there, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. I have some amazing news. I'm here with my brother Birdman.
Hello,
now,
hello.
Birdman, I am so excited about what is going to be coming up in 2015. But you know, we're going to give everybody a little taste. So go ahead and tell the people what little bit of something that's coming up.
Sure. But what we have planned, me and Amanda, we're going to do the Birdman Show, and we're going to call it the Birdman Show on the Go. We're going to go to different places in the area, and we're going to interview different guests, and we're going to go about the town in Philadelphia and do some great, amazing things.
Okay, so stay connected, stay close, keep your ear out
For the Birdman Show.
On the go. Well, as you can see, we have fun here on the Birdman Show,
Yes.
so you better make sure you stay tuned.
Yes, to the Birdman Show on
On
the
the
go.
go.
Check
So-
us out.
We'll see you later. Stay tuned.
You will never feel my pain, so I'll just tell you my story. Because if the world looks down on me, then somebody please tell me what am I missing. Tell me what am I doing wrong. I got nothing but time to listen. Because I know that I'm the one that's have a blessing that's working in heaven's kitchen. I'm becoming the man that I was destined to be. A worshiping man is what I want them to see. But if the world don't like it, then they free to leave because no man will be the reason God looks over me. A new year, a new me. I only walk with winners. But I'm not in a fraternity. I don't just step with them members. I respect the highest priest to the lowest of sinners because my relationship with God is what I want to remember. I wanted to fit in, so I walked the thin line. But fitting in with the world seems to be a waste of my time. I walked into the church and the Lord said, it's about time. I received my blessings. Now I have to help change lives. I move at my own pace. I'm running my own race. I fell a few times, but never short on my own faith. I hit the ground running, never standing in one place. The devil tried to hold me, keep them demons in my face. I come out swinging. My mindset is to live. But the devil wants us all, so we start when we kids. But then we say we pray for them, but something more got to give because our future is needed and we depend on these kids. So how can you blame them? Take a look at ourselves now. We was given the top, never the right to look down. Only he can judge. And our job is to pull them in. But I'm trying to find a difference from our enemies and our friends. I asked for guidance, then I prayed for inner strength. I thought I walked alone till I seen more footprints. And then I heard, well, you ain't got to struggle, young man, because what I have in store is worth so much more. Now, I'm comfortable saying I'm a believer. I put it in God's hands. It's no more drama now. I'm following God's plan. My faith is stronger. My path is clearer. I seen the change in me, new reflection in the mirror. I'm saying goodbye old days and hello good times. My God is the bright light, but he wants us to all shine. He wants us to all live. He's given us all signs. The truth is in your Bible. Searching you will find. The power of praying, the joy of being blessed. Your past experience will prepare you for what's next. Your life was written before you took your first breath. God willing, sky is the limit, but some only reach the ceiling. But we're going to continue to pray for them.
What's up, guys? My name is Amir Johnson, playing keys for Big Sean.
What are the challenges of being the only melodic instrument on stage? Covering the bass, covering the guitar, covering the keys, doing it all.
Well, usually, like, if you ever went to, like, live shows, you hear the fullness and everything, you know? And if it's not in the track, if we don't do the pre-production of, like, adding extra sounds, sometimes it could be very difficult to make sure it's full, because not only am I doing the bass, I'm doing the piano. Not only am I doing the piano, I need to do the synths and the melody lines. So when, you know, like, you hear it change, like, no chords, you know?
Yeah.
Because I got to do two things. So I'm usually either like this, or like this, you know? So just having an extra hand. I wish I had one right here so I could just, you know?
The ultimate in multitasking.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm trying to just cover it. But usually for these songs, for hip-hop, it's, like, very, like, you know, it's all about energy. It's all about, like, you know, keeping the crowd going. So I make sure I go hard on the key bass. That's my default.
Yeah.
So if you see anything, I'm going to be going hard on this, you know? So that's usually what it is.
So you got everything pretty much. The Phantom's your main axe, which is great.
Yes.
And then the Kronos.
Pianos, Rhodes.
And the Kronos has more of the weighted feel, and the
Yeah,
Phantom.
the tone is a little cleaner and it's kind of closer to the real thing. Let's go through a few of the pianos. I really love these pianos, and it's something I'm still growing and reading on. But man, like, compared to, like, I love rolling so much, compared to, you know, these two, piano difference. Like, we can even try, you know, try a few. So. Like, getting it to sound a little bit more warm to me.
Yeah.
I know you can go through and tweak little things, but naturally, if I'm just like, a lot of these shows are just like fly in, you know, we're trying to get to Jay-Z level, you know, that's the goal. But like, a lot of these things, we'll get off the plane and we like all new keyboards. Like, none of these are, like, you know, consistent. So yeah. I got to get on. We got 20 minutes to, you know, set up the stuff. So I'm like, okay. Then sound check for 5 minutes.
So you can save all the patches you want on your own gear, but when you're using rental gear, you got to be on the fly.
I got to make very general sounds. So key bass, you know, I really like to be really technical if I have the time, but it's something that you really can't focus on, because sometimes they don't tell you, but sometimes these go out of tune, and sometimes you know, it's kind of analog. So
yeah.
So you're not guaranteed. Sometimes I have to, like, nix it. And sometimes I'll replace it with, like, a MS-20 or MS-2000.
Oh, sure.
The chord, and that still is kind of shaky sometimes. It's not consistent. This has cool key bass sounds, but it's just a, you know, a warmer, fatter tone.
Sure.
Tone that covers more, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's basically that.
So you got coming up, you're going to be on Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel.
You guys are playing the Forum with Neo.
Forum, Neo, John Legend, Valentine's Day Crush on the 13th.
That's going to be awesome.
We actually have something Saturday for Rock Nation. Special guests, I think it's like Drake and Travis Scott, new hip hop guys killing it.
Beautiful.
And we're going to go on tour soon, so I'm excited to show you guys that.
So you gonna be worldwide or just across the states?
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
It's coming big, man. So this is the first time actually we're using the clicks and the slates and everything. Usually for the past year I've been playing with them, it's DJ and we just cover on top of that. And sometimes that's very difficult because you're dealing with like, sometimes hip hop guys, the songs aren't wave files, you don't get the wave. Sometimes you get the MP3 bounce and like you don't get the session. So sometimes they're in the basement grinding it out young and they don't think about the technical stuff. So we got to just like make it happen. Sometimes it's volume changes, like one song will be here, another song will be here. So making quick adjustments is like really important.
So since the beginning of this gig, what's been your biggest adjustment in terms of how you handle all of this kind of random, changes that could come at you?
Stay positive and keep my energy up, especially for live. Just go hard. Just make sure I'm like, because it's like we have this hip hop. So hip hop is, it's not like acoustic. Acoustic, I do acoustic too, but for this type of show, I make sure I bring the most energy out and I try to match the artist because he's up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got a special guest.
Yeah.
No, come here. This is Man. One of my biggest influences, really. I'm not gonna lie. Most of this rolling is because of him. I promise you. So yeah, keyboard extraordinaire killing. So
who you play with?
John Legend and a couple people.
Right on. Well, pleasure to have you.
Yeah, man. Really look up to this dude.
Awesome.
Seriously.
I knew y'all was next door.
Oh, you over here?
Yeah, we over here.
Hold on, let's listen to the song real quick.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just go around the outside here because it's such a nice looking rig.
Oh yeah, thanks. I actually have a song on the album coming out, guys. Please buy it. Please. 99 cents, I think.
What's the name of the song?
One Man Can Change the World featuring Kanye West and John Legend. Let me give you
One Man Can Change the World.
Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to What's Your Point of View. I am your host, Amanda Johnson, and I thank you for tuning into another awesome show. We have a hip hop artist named Tiro in the house tonight. How you doing, Tiro?
I'm fine, how are you?
I am great, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Now, when I first heard the name Tiro, I want you to share with us what Tiro means.
It means time is running out. How I first got the name, I think it was when I was back in college. I was working on a mixtape, and back then I had like a corny name like Mark Risen or something like that. And I was working on a project, my first mixtape at the time, called Tiro. I came up with it. I think I was on the phone with one of my friends, good friends Raheem, and we were just trying to figure out like artist names and stuff like that. And when I came up with Mark Risen, we was trying. Then after that, we was trying to figure out, a good mixtape name. So we just throwing all these out, and then finally, Tiro. I just thought it just came to me just like that, and I said Tiro. It means time is running out, and it was definitely a really great experience for me, a great moment.
Okay, just to think about the words "time is running out" is very kind of have to get a minute to think about it because time is running out.
You're right.
But now you said you started rapping in college.
Yeah.
But how did you come about like, you know what? I want to start rapping. When you get to college, what kind of sparked that?
Okay. In high school, we used to joke around at the lunch table, this would be a group of us all together, freestyling, spitting. I was corny, but I was always able to rhyme something. So I would say like the dumbest lines. I'm not gonna use an example because I'm probably gonna throw something out really corny. But we just say like the dumbest lines. Or like I'm chilling at watching cable and here's the table. It would be something funny though. It would be something hilarious.
Right.
But
you would kind of rap about what you see.
Yeah, what I see and it's like think of something that's funny. Maybe something funny happened or something, and just make everybody laugh. And then I think gradually I started getting serious with it. I think through my faith, just really just like my foundation and really just finding a way how to reach people. Music was an outlet to reach people and to be able to talk to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is very true. Now talk to us about your mixtape.
My mixtape is called Never Gonna Break. I have, several songs on there. I think, like I told you, my first mixtape I was working on, none of those songs I released, I didn't really like, it was okay, but I think it was one moment, I was actually supposed to get a girl featured on one of my projects off the old one, Tiro, before I changed my name to Tiro. And I couldn't, so many people I was trying to get and nobody was coming through.
Right.
So I said, you know what, I'm gonna work on something else. So I decided to work on another project. And as I'm working on it, obviously my flow got better, my lyrics got better, and everything was I just felt like everything was on point.
Right.
And then, as I'm gradually working, I finally, I'm working on this one song, and obviously, I was like, okay, it sounded kind of nice, but at the time it was with a different beat.
Right.
So, as I'm working on this one song, I asked my friend, we in the studio recording it, and I said, make up a hook, because the hook I made was like whack. And he just made it off the spot. His name's Aeon. He actually sings the hook off this song. It's called Never Gonna Break. And I decided to make my whole project called Never Gonna Break.
All right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you have your friend helping you out, working on your new project. Now, pick a song from your mixtape and just share with us like where that inspiration came from and how that song came about.
I definitely had to pick my song Never Gonna Break.
Never Gonna Break, okay.
Yeah, I have to pick Never Gonna Break. We as people, we go through trials, tribulations. We got people telling us we can't make it in life, and try to tell people, you're not worth nothing. And it's kind of like, through all these things, whether it's through like bills or through depression or through, your job or certain things like that, or family traumas or situations like that, it's like society's trying to bring us down.
Right.
And I feel like, like I said, through my faith, like I was able to come through all this mess I was in, and really just trust in Jesus and say, you know what? I'm going to trust in you, and I'm just going to drop all these things, or I'm just going to tell the enemy no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just had to trust through him and really just tell the enemy I'm never going to break.
Okay. Now, as being a young person and writing a song like Never Going to Break, were you thinking about encouraging people in general, or were you thinking about encouraging other young people when you wrote that?
I would say just encouraging people in general, mainly, the cities, the streets, but everybody can connect to it. Kids who went through not having a father growing up, kids who are in, selling drugs, and that lifestyle, people who are going through like certain situations right now, and that's really going through something, and they don't got somebody telling them, you know what, you can make it in life. You can graduate high school. You know what I'm saying? You can make it to college if you apply yourself. Especially, as young black men in this society these days, we got the whole world telling us we can't make it.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to really just reach out to them.
Right.
And tell them you can make it. You are worth something.
And that's the thing, is when people hear this song and people see that you're a young person, you're gonna be getting other young people coming to you. Okay. Yeah. To kind of encourage, they're looking for that encouragement, because you don't see a lot of young people encouraging young people.
You're right.
A lot of, adults are encouraging young people, but it's something different when a young person can encourage a young person. So after writing this song, even though, you just released it, congratulations.
Thanks.
Have you started to see people coming to you and kind of be that encouragement for them?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I run a youth program, Bible study Wednesday nights, and I have like, several youth. They don't listen to my music as much because I don't share with them as much. Right. They know I just dropped it, so they listen to it. They go on my website, they really like it. Right. So we don't really talk about that as much. But I definitely see, a difference of, this outlet of my music really just reaching people, affecting people. Like one of my good friends, I didn't know how much he listened to my mixtape, but now he knows like most of my words. So it's like people around me, they won't tell me how much they listen to it.
But you catch them.
But I catch them sometimes, whether I'm playing it and they start rapping, on my lyrics. Right. I'm like, oh, wow.
Never Gonna Break. He's like, I caught you. I caught you. Now, if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, how could they do that?
Sure. I have different, through social media, noisetrade.com. That's one of them. You would type up Never Gonna Break, and it'll come up. You see my picture through Facebook, Marquise Skinner, my government name.
Government.
Or you can go on my Facebook fan page, which is Tiro Music Page.
Okay.
And SoundCloud, of course, just Tiro Music Page.
All right. So don't go anywhere. Stay right there. We have more of Tiro right after this.
What's up? You know, through life, we go through so many things, and society trying to break us down. But it's up to you to tell those people that's trying to tear you down. I'm never gonna break.
Yeah, let's go. People say checking me, dudes disrespecting me, trying to be the better man, anger not letting me. Wish I had a job too, pockets feeling empty. Kids got guns like American enemies. Cops just pressing me, girls just testing me, trying to get a body in. Eyes just stressing me, why stay another year? Lies just stressing me, people acting fake. Please just let me be, trying to be somebody new, hiding from somebody you, trying not to fall every time that I think you, trying not to call every time that I see you, breaking laws every time that I need you, scars on my mind too, lyrics on my paper too, President Obama need to do what he said he do, hope won't come through, tell me who I turn to before this life ends, tell me where you turn to. That's right.
That's right.
I will not break from the lies. I will not break under pride. As long as I'm living for God, I'm never gonna break. 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 I'm never laying in my bed. You wonder why I'm feeling broke, feeling lazy, God. My depression got me losing this reason for leading. I should be finding a reason for living and breathing, but how can I accomplish making a change if I'm only doing things that fills my need, fills my greed? Man, the sun is killing with shame. I got a feeling in my heart, something needs to change. Living life, no life, shit, feeling lonely, hearing mama cry. I wish somebody told me was beautiful. Ain't she beautiful? When my grandma died, I missed her funeral. I can't believe it, she gone, she ain't coming back. I miss the days mama rubbed me on my back and sang a lullaby. Son, keep your head high, cause we live in a world where the strong survive. Well, I try. That's right. That's right. Never. Yeah. I will not break from the lies. I will not break under pride as long as I'm living for God. I'm never gonna break. 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 I'm never gonna. No more games, no more rains. I'm breaking off these chains. Feeling drained, split up lanes. I'm done feeling pain. Put down that gun, save my life. Two wrongs don't make a right. Let not be in vain. Think first, this ain't a game. What's inside of my veins got me moving my brain. Lava can't contain. Suffer the more I gain. Is it worth the fame? Almost forgot my name. Then heard a voice from the sky told me that he came and died for my life. That cross, he paid that price. I live in sacrifice. I was dead in my sins. Felt less than a man. His blood covered me. That place on Calvary. That man on that tree. I imagine me. We're too blind to see that the Son of God died for you and me. Yeah, he rose in 3 days just to set us free. Before I knew it, Jesus came to save me. That's right. Let's go. I'm never. As long as I'm living for God, I'm never gonna break. 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 I'm never gonna.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna break.
I'm never gonna break. No, never.
Shit. I'm never going.
Love for the tenants are alive, living in the moment. I'm a star in the making.
Yes.
But I'm just going with the flow. I'm having fun.
Welcome to Point of View.